I'ma show you
I'm
what
with the
die
gang, gang, and we bout to go up. Switching lanes, it's a thing every time we show up. You a lame, 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 and you so below us. Bet your hoe she know us, cause you know we glowed up. Stay down. Came up, it came up. Stay down. Came up, gang up. I'm in the same lane, it ain't gonna ever change.
Welcome back, everybody. I know it's been a while. I've been having a lot of stuff going on at home, so I haven't been able to do good content. Not really the greatest content today either. We're doing a brake job on the Lexus, but we're upgrading the brakes at the same time. Yeah, last time you seen I didn't have this full beard, but hey, it's getting cold outside. But anyways, order new parts. They brakeperformance.com. They drilled and slotted rotors, and their ceramic pads. I got them on the front of the car. I will try to post a picture so y'all can see what the front looks like. But now I'm doing the rear. They're having a sale. No, they're not sponsoring this video. I wish they would, but they're not. They're having a sale, Christmas sale for this month. So if you guys are interested, you better hurry up and get some. 40% off on everything. I got, let's put it this way, factory brakes from O'Reilly's or AutoZone would cost me just the rotors and pads about $135. I got these from brakeperformance.com, drilled and slotted rotors and ceramic pads for $128 for the rear. They were cheaper because of the 40% off, because these are usually about almost $200. But this is only for this month that you're going to get this price. But hey, I'll show y'all what they look like. I've been happy with the fronts ever since I've done them. Made a huge difference with this big car, and this is going to make even more of a difference. But we're going to go as far as replacing the rotors and pads, and probably try to adjust the emergency brake pad, because I don't know if this one's set up like some cars. Some cars, the emergency brake's inside the rotor. We'll find out, and we'll look at it. If not, I'm going to have to go somewhere else and try to adjust it somewhere else in the car. So bear with me, follow me. If you like my video, hit that like button. Follow me for more fun stuff with LS400s. I do more than just work on my car. I also do content of friends' cars, you know, the car community around here. So, but today we're doing this, and no, I don't have the proper tools. I'm doing it at home. I don't have a lift or nothing like that, or a shop to take my car to work on it. So today we're gonna do it in my driveway. And yes, I chalked my front tire with a roll-up jack, and yes, I'm using a roll-up jack to do these. I'm doing one side at a time, so bear with me. And y'all, I know what I'm doing, but you work with what you have. So let's get started. Alright, we got it tore apart. My original brakes weren't as bad as I thought they were, but I found another issue that's gonna have to get fixed soon. I don't have time to do it today, but I've been noticing a noise from the back, and I figured it out. Yay. It's not fun. I'll show y'all what it is. As you can see, this is a different style. I thought this was the type of caliper. When you push the piston in, you have to rotate the piston as it's being pushed in, but it's not that style. It's this style. That style of emergency brakes built into the caliper, so this one don't have that setup. This one has this setup, and it's pretty cool. Now, as y'all was noticing, I was able to move that. Now we're gonna look down here, and if you look, if I can get it right there, that thing right there is gone. That bushing is completely gone. Dang, I gotta get that fixed. There ain't no way around that. Nice thing is, at least where it's locationed at, I might be able to fix it on the car and not have to pull the whole thing. I've been noticing it. I got the bushings in the house. I known those bushings were going out. I just didn't know how bad they were yet. That's bad. And it's probably from me abusing the hell out of the car. To be honest with you, I'd like to put urethane bushings in there. Just clean out the old rubber in that and be able to shove in some urethane bushings and call it done. I don't know, I might do some research because the ones I got up in the house, they're OE style. And OE style apparently couldn't hold, but that was probably 20-year-old bushing too. So let me pull the new stuff out the box, the rotors and pads, and we'll adjust this emergency brake, and I'll get to see what the new parts look like. All right, this is how this stuff comes in. When you open the box, you're gonna see it like this. Apparently, those are the brake pads. I'll have to cut it open. And then here's your rotors. They come coated. Let's see if I can set it down without messing up the coating. There's the new rotor. They come coated, and they should come marked, telling you what side's what, but it's obvious, you know. There's a lot of people expecting out here how the rotation to the front is supposed to be this way, but the real way is supposed to be this way, because when you're driving down the road and you're hitting the brakes hard, as this stuff goes through the pad, it's gonna force the stuff out, not in. And that's how it's supposed to work. Throw that in the trunk. I'll move this. There's my invoice right here. And then, see, there's your instructions on how to do this. And right there, gives you the part number and everything, left and right. And it tells you the rotation of the rotors. Right side, left side. Goes towards the front. So, that's one thing I like about this. Here you go. So I mean, even if you're a mediocre mechanic that knows how to do brakes, as long as you follow these instructions right here, you won't mess it up. So I've been a mechanic for 15 years, so I pretty much know what I'm doing. I've worked on many sports cars, luxury cars, just regular cars, you know. I've had my hand on a lot of cars. So, I mean, I know what I'm doing when it comes to installing performance rotors. I've built race cars. I've helped friends build their race cars. So, we're going to get this done, put together. But I'm going to show y'all the difference between the two rotors. So, bear with me. There you go. You can see new, old. So we're gonna get these things installed and adjust this emergency brake pedal, and then move on to the other side. So y'all bear with me. All right. Now, one thing you always want to make sure you do when you're doing brakes, because one thing brake performance doesn't come with is new hardware for the caliper. And that's slide pins and the guides for the thing. As you can see, mine are still in one piece. The spring parts are still good. And if you look, these things here still move in and out. So what you want to do is pull them out, clean them, and re-grease them. And what I like to use to re-grease them, because it holds up to the temperature, is anti-seize lubricant. And you just take that, you lubricate everything, and then put it back on the car. Or put it on the car and then lubricate everything. But don't lubricate your slides with this and then get it on your rotor, because you don't want it on the rotor. You want it on this. So let's go ahead and do that. Alright, we did it. That's how you want to do it. Don't overdo it. Don't put too much on there. I might have put a little too much on a few spots. But, yeah, that's what you want it to look like. Do it while it's off the car. Don't put it on the car and do it, because you'll get that stuff on the rotor. And you saw me do it on these slide pins, so yeah, they're all good. Everything's lubed. Let's put it together. Okay, as you've seen, I hurt myself. That hurt. Ratchet decided to slip on me, and then I hit my hand up here somewhere. What joy. Hope y'all are not blood, but oh well, move on. Don't be a puss about it. Whew, that booger hurt. Alright, the caliper bracket bolts, they recommend the torque in between 80 to 100 foot-pounds. I've always done it on every vehicle depending on the car. Most of the time cars, and depending on the side of the car, I would do about 100. On this car right here, probably about 80, 90 foot-pounds. But you always gotta make sure they're tight. Some people recommend to put thread lock on those bolts. Yes and no, but if you do put some on there, don't use the red. You're just making the job harder for someone else. Use blue thread lock, something a little loose, not as hard. But if you want to, you can. I don't see the need in it. But let's hurry up and get this going, because I'm racing the rain. So we can move on to the other side. We got the this side done. Now we're about to move on to the other side. See what it looks like. There you go. Back that camera up some. That's what it looks like when it's all said and done. And I'm gonna strongly tell you, I don't know if it's possible or not, that black material that's on that rotor, do not clean it off. Leave it on there as a protective film that they put on the rotors, or they bake on the rotors, that's supposed to prevent rust. As you can see with the old one, you can see the rust. Flip it over, you can see rust. That black material, and I forget what it's called, but a lot of y'all will know what it is. That black material prevents rust, and it will keep that stuff from rusting. So do not clean it off. Leave it on there. I don't know if it'll wash off a brake cleaner. I never tried. All I did is take a rag and just wipe it down the best I can and just let it ride, because you do not want to wipe that stuff off. I've seen some rotors where it looked like paint on it. This one don't look like paint. This one looks like the material is baked into the rotor, into the metal. So I mean, you can tell quality compared to someone trying to save money. I've seen some where it looks like paint painted on the rotor, you know, brand new drilled and slotted rotors, you know, and it looks like someone took a high temp paint and just painted it down, and the rotor, the pads wear the paint off. Well, the pads are going to wear this black material off, but it's going to prevent the spots that the pads don't touch from rusting. So let me put the tire on, and we're going to move to the other side. Alright everybody, finally done. The brakes are assembled, rotors are changed. Yes, I'm still going to drive this car with those bad bushings. I've been doing it for a while now. Just been saving up the money, trying to get them done, because I already priced them. And a good friend of mine that owns a shop, I'm going to work with him on it, but he's going to help me out and charge me like $500 and something to do those bushings. Is it a job I think I can do in a driveway? Probably so, but I don't want to attempt doing it, because I ain't got no way of pressing things in and pressing things out, you know. But we're all good. Hopefully when I get those done, I will be there in the shop and recording them doing it, so y'all can see the process. But right now we're worried about brakes, and the brakes are done. Everything's assembled, and I'm going to talk to you a few things real quick about brake pads and the proper ways of installing them. As you've seen, I was doing the rotors. I adjusted the emergency brakes that's inside here. There's a little tiny thing you rotate in the bottom that spreads out the pad, the shoes for the emergency brake. I adjusted them out until I felt I couldn't get the rotor on anymore. So I'd turn it back one click at a time until the rotor slid on. Done. Now if you have, there is a way, but I didn't want to do it. It's too much hassle for me. These holes, I think it's this hole right here. If you can get this rotor to rotate where it's down here, you can use a screwdriver, put the rotor on, do the screwdriver and adjust it until you can't turn the rotor anymore, and then you back it off 2 clicks and you're done. You can do it that way too. I'm supposed to take the rubber cap off the old rotor and put it on this one to cover up that hole. Onwards. Brake pads. As you've seen, I put anti-seize on the guide pins. I put anti-seize on the sliders for the brake pads, and I put anti-seize, as y'all saw, on the rear brake pad that goes between the pad and the piston. That helps with any vibrations and that. I forgot to do it on this one, but I'm too damn lazy to pull it back off and do it right. I know I'll probably get shit for doing that, but on the other side I did do it. I put anti-seize on this side, but I didn't put it on the pad because I don't want all that mess right here collecting dust. What you do is you put it on the caliper itself. So you flip the caliper out and you put the anti-seize on the inside of the caliper. Then you put the caliper on, tighten everything down. That way you don't got all this grease on the outside of the pad like I did on the other side, collecting dust and looking all ugly. We don't want that. And you also got these little tiny springs. Those are basically, what they do is help push the pad out. So when the pad squeezes, those springs help separate the pad from touching the rotor while you're driving down the road. So if everything's good and greased well, those things would work like they're supposed to. But after that, we're all said and done. And we're gonna get this tire on, and I'm gonna show you all the process of setting the pad, basically seating the pad to the rotor and breaking everything in. It don't take much, but we'll get into that when we get the car back on the ground, everything tightened down, and I'm gonna go through the process of all that stuff. Now, most of the stuff I'm doing, you can do on any car. Brake systems on cars are pretty much all the same. They're hydraulics. You got rotors, you got pads, you grease everything the same, you assemble everything the same. Now I was hoping this one was the other setup where the emergency brake system is set in with the caliper. Those, when you're pushing the piston in, you got to rotate the piston as it's being pushed in. And I borrowed a tool from a friend of mine because I don't have it and I need to buy one. And his kit came with the kit to where I could do either or caliper for the rear. So it worked out great. They got little indentions for these little teeth. Let me show you. This is the toolkit. Now my friend of mine bought this off of Amazon, and it comes with all different, I'll figure out where that goes in a minute, different pieces. And as you can see, these pieces right here go on this. These little teeth right here, or notches, will grab the piston, because the piston will have these little indentions on it to where these can grab it. And as you're pushing it in, this piece here, where's the one I was using? This is the one I was using. It has that piece right there. It holds it against the caliper. And it pushes up against this. This piece turns, and as you're holding that and rotating the centerpiece, that's going to turn the piston and push it in at the same time. These are definitely necessary if you got that kind of caliper. But if you have an LS400, the UFC 10s, you don't need it. I didn't know that. This one came with this piece, and I probably was using it wrong, but hey, it worked for what I needed. And I just covered it up right there, and it rotates smoothly over that piece so that it can sit still while this rotates, and it pushed the piston in for me. Worked out great. This is a good tool to have in your toolbox if you're doing brake jobs. And it comes with this kit. This kit comes with every piece that you need to work on any vehicle. It's a kit. You can get it on Amazon. My friend Glenn, he lent it to me. Good friend of mine, really good guy. He knows really a lot about cars. Occasionally he'll let me use his shop, but right now he's at work, so I couldn't use his shop today. And he's not a mechanic by profession. He's something else I'm not going to mention, but he loves mechanic work on the side, and he has his own shop at his house to work on cars, and he likes to help his friends work on their cars. And he has some pretty amazing cars. One of these days I'm going to bring y'all over there and see his cars, because his cars are amazing. I know you've seen it on my intros, the blue and the Blue Liberty Ford GT. Yes, that car was beautiful. I was there before he painted it, and I was there after he painted it, and he had me come over when the car came off the truck from Michigan, from the GT guys, from getting repainted. They did an amazing job. But anyways, back to what we're doing here. I'm getting out of subject. But yeah, that tool right there, necessary to have in the toolbox. So, we're going to go ahead and get the tire on. I'm going to pick up my mess. I'm going to hold on to these old pads because I'm about to do something. I know it's kind of... not a lot of people do it, but I'm doing it to help out my brother. My brother has a 94 LS400. He can't afford to do his brakes right now. He wants to be able to do what I'm doing in my car with the drilled and slotted rotors and the performance ceramic pads, but he can't afford it. And he can't afford to even buy the OE stuff to fix his car. And it sucks for him because he loves that car. So I'm going to help him out for right now until he can save the money up to buy the right stuff. And I believe the brake pads on my car, my old ones, which are still good, they're not bad, and are the same on his car. So I'm going to take my brake pads and put it on his car to help him out, so that way, because right now he says his brakes are grinding. Yeah, that means his rotor's going to be damaged. I can't use my OE rotors on his car because the OE rotors on a 94 are bigger than a 92. We found that out because I was going to let him use my donut when he got the car for the first day, because it had a flat, and we took my spare tire. It wasn't a donut, my full-size spare, because these cars don't come with donuts, and we put it on his car, and it wouldn't fit over the rotor. I was like, what the heck? So we came back to my house, grabbed one of my 18-inch rims, put it on his car until he can get 2 tires put on his car. That was crazy. So that's a brake upgrade, guys. Did not know that. 94s and newers, rear brakes are bigger. You can get them off of a car out of a junkyard, or the pieces you need to put those rotors on and calipers on, and use them. They're bigger rotors. Awesome. So I'm going to do that for him, help him out. Hopefully they work. If they work, great for him. They'll give him time until he can actually buy new stuff. And if we have to, I'll help him buy the new stuff. I'm not financially capable of doing that, but if I have to, I will help my brother out. Don't hold me to it, Travis. But if you need help, I'll help you in any way I can, because I know he watches my videos. But for right now, we're going to put those on his car and try to help him out until he can afford to get what he needs. But right now, we're done. Put my tire on, and I'll get back with that when we're about to take back. Everything's picked up, cleaned up. I'm cleaned up. I got white hands again. I'm going to show you something now. When I used to have to set my parking brake in this car, and my driveway is on a pretty steep incline, I used to have to set the e-brake. And of course, you set your e-brake before you put it in park or anything. You can hold your brake, put it in neutral, set your parking brake, release the brake, let it settle, then put it in park. Well, my emergency brake pedal would go all the way to the floor. Show y'all. There's my emergency brake pedal. Now, I'm going to push it. Stops. Nowhere near the floor now. It is adjusted, and it's much better, and it's going to hold better too. I'm happy with that. Release it. Now, before you even start the car, this is very important. No matter if you're doing just front or just rear, if you're doing all four, be sure to do this every time. I've seen guys, rookie mechanics, they forget to do this. They go to drive off, and then the car just slams right into something because they didn't pump the brakes. And the way to do it, take your foot, push on the brake pedal. Push on it until it gets hard. When you notice that brake pedal's very firm and you can't push on it, make it go down anymore, you're good. Always be sure to do that. I've seen people mess up really bad not doing that. And then you just start the car. Cold start. Love it. Pump the brakes a few more times just to be for sure, but you always pump them before you roll the car, before you put it in gear, because you can barely push the brake pedal just to put it in gear like you normally do. And then when you go to slow down, that's so you can go forward or try to slow down so you don't hit nobody, and you can't stop. And it's like, oh no, it's like you don't do that. Brake pedal feels good. Parking brake feels good. Now we're going to take it for a drive. Alright. Of course, we can't do the normal procedure because we're in a neighborhood right now. We got to get out of the neighborhood and just ease it. Don't romp on it. Don't be trying to haul ass. Just take your time. I'm already noticing a difference. The car is stopping. Like, really, it's very touchy. But that's the problem with when you go with performance pads, is it's very touchy at most times. The proper procedure is you're supposed to get it up to speed and you slow down. Basically what you're trying to do is get the brakes hot. You're trying to warm them up. You're trying to get them broke in. And if you break them in by stopping like you're supposed to on the road, you get it up to speed, slow down. Like, I'm gonna get it up. I'm gonna get it up to probably about 50 right here. And we're just gonna hit the brakes. You hit them hard. Don't be easy on them. Hit them hard. Do that for a few times. Get your brakes warmed up. Just do that a couple of times, and then we'll give it a cool down period, and then do it a few more times. What I like to do is I got a road near the house. I don't know if I'm going to take that direction right now. Hit the brakes. Slow it down, release, get back up to speed. Do that a couple times, just get the brakes hot. Now don't be going out and go racing the car, You gotta brake in the pads. And you don't brake in the pads by going as fast as you can and hitting the brakes as hard as you can. You're just doing normal stops. You don't go crazy. Just do normal stops. And just get it up to speed, hit the brakes. Normal driving, just do that. Of course, you want to do it a few times and try to get the brakes up to temperature and get them hot, but just take it to town. Drive normal. Don't race the car. Don't get yourself where you're at 100 miles an hour and you got to hit the brakes as hard as you can. And you're going to ruin your pads. You might even end up ruining the rotor. I don't know. I never actually ended up doing that. But I have seen people where they didn't properly brake them in, and then a month later they're putting on new brake pads. Now what sucks? I don't know how fast I'm going. Because my speedo don't work and I use my phone to know how fast I'm going. But yeah, you just get it up to speed. Nobody behind me. Slow down. I'm not slamming on them. I'm just easing into them and letting it slow down. I'm not coming to a stop right now because I'm on a highway. But there ain't nobody behind me, so I'm good. I'm good. Give it a little cool down got to get new ones. Something went wrong here. No, the company screwed me over. No, they didn't. BrakePerformance.com, they're good people. I've always bought parts from them. I've had numerous cars that I've ordered these rotors and pads from, and they do great. I've had no issues out of them. I'm happy with them. I like them, and my car stops. And the nice thing is, if you get the drilled and slaughtered rotors, they have a lifetime warranty on them. There's no limitation of mileage on those rotors. The only thing they want you to do is take them off. They'll send you an email with all the return instructions, and you return the rotors, send them to them, and as soon as they get them, they'll send you a brand new set out for free. But that's only on the drilled and slaughtered rotors. Now, it might be the slotted too, I'm not sure. But the OE rotors, they're just regular rotors, they don't have that warranty on them. And remember, 40% off for December right now. I know I'm saying this a little late, but you might want to hurry and order yourself. And for my friends that are overseas, I don't know if they deliver or ship overseas, but give it a shot and try. If you want to, give them a call. They have their phone number on their website. Good parts, good quality equipment. You won't have no problems out of them. Just ease into the brakes, slow it down normal. You know, you're driving. I'm driving through town right now. Getting the car up. I got the car up to temperature. You know, I'm trying to get the rotors up to temperature and just driving normal. You know. Traffic, just easy, you know, you're not going crazy. And the cool thing is, my brake pedal's nice and firm. I don't mean firm like my brake booster's not working. I mean like I hit the brakes and it slows down. I'm already noticing a way big difference in how this car's stopping. Come on, this is a 4,000 pound car. You get up to speed, you need to stop. And the OE stuff ain't enough. Now in the future, I do plan on upgrading my front brakes. If I can ever get my hands on some newer model factory rotors, so that way if I ever need to go back to factory rotors, I can. I'm going to look for rear brakes off of a 94. I'm going to do that upgrade. But this is probably years down the road. And I'm also going to do the front brakes. Now my front brakes have already been done. I've already got the drilled and slaughtered rotors on them. I got the same pads in the front as I do the rear from the same company. So all my brakes are drilled slaughtered rotors with the ceramic performance pads from Brake Performance. So go ahead and hit them up, man. I know I'm talking about them a lot. They're a good company. Be awesome if they did sponsor me, but they're not right now. So but I'm a very firm believer in their product, and their product's good. But yeah, car's stopping good. I'm not romping on the brakes. I'm just driving normal. Love it. I get a kick out of these guys with these Challengers, you know. I know my car is not as fast as those V8 Challengers, but when they hear my car, they're like, wait a minute, what? Hear that drone in the video, but I love my exhaust. I love the way my car sounds, but man, when you're traveling in this thing, that drone is so bad. We're just gonna slow down normal. Dude, I'm already noticing a difference in how this car stops. It's amazing. Stopping normal, but y'all got the idea. I'm not gonna keep rambling on about it, you know, but hey, damn, I'm gonna shorten this video because I've been rambling on for 9 minutes. But I hope y'all enjoyed it. I hope y'all enjoyed my video. I hope I gave y'all good advice. You know, hit comment in there, let me know what y'all think.
If you got any questions, hit me up on YouTube. You know, I'll try to read the comments and everything. But like my channel, like the video, it helps me out. I'm trying to get better at this. I'm doing little things that a lot of people, you know, ask on the forums about. Oh, how you do this, how you do that, you know. I do got quite a few videos on my channel that will hopefully help y'all out with LS400s. Y'all have a good day. God bless. Enjoy Christmas. Merry Christmas. See y'all later.